Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Shaw Cable 11 Sports coverage of the Seven Oaks Volleyball Tournament. We're ready now, Missy, for the boys' final. It's the Glen Lawn Lions and the Oak Park Raiders.
Yeah, these two teams have seen a lot of each other in the past few years. Both teams were in the Final Four at Provincials last year. They have lost a few players, but they still have a lot of experience. Plus, this was a matchup in last year's Seven Oaks Finals, so I think they're going to be going at each other for sure. Last year we saw Glen Lawn win, so I'm sure Oak Park's going to want to step it up a little bit. So I think we're in tune for a very exciting final.
Okay, and we will see that final after this short break on Shaw Cable 11 Sports. Tournament, Sean Coates, Missy Purchase, and the whole Video on Cable 11 broadcasting posse in the house, bringing you this on Shaw Cable 11. There you see the Glen Lawn Lions. They go up against the Oak Park Raiders. There you see the Raiders on your screen. We're just about ready for the first serve. Our officials for this evening's match, Greg Lepke will be the second referee, and Bowden Ilkew is the man up on the stand.
Yes, tonight's final should be a very interesting one. More than a bit of a grudge match here. We had Oak Park lose last year in the final of this same tournament to Glen Lawn, so I'm sure they want to redeem themselves a little bit. Plus, we saw these two teams in the Final Four last year at the Provincial Championship, so we've got two very steady, very experienced teams here, so they're going to go all out tonight.
Okay, starting off this best of three boys final with the serve for Oak Park. It's number 5, John Boudreau. Ball's put into play. High ball outside, blocked at the net. Mike Monday getting his mitts on that one. Free ball opportunity for Oak Park. Monday, the setter, goes middle attack. It's blocked. Monday again, jump set, high to power. Matt Ward with a kill. It's dug up. We have a carry violation call. Right away, it's a side out to Glen Lawn. Going back to serve for them. Number 8, Oliver Murphy. Monday, jump set, middle attack again. It's dug up. Ball goes right side, cross court hit. Kept in play. Monday, push set, outside. Ward hit attempt goes into the net. Point Glen Lawn.
Seeing both teams coming out here very strong, swinging away.
Monday, out to Ward at power, tipped across. Played by Mike Dacu, hit by number 7, Kevin Dacu, goes out of bounds. Oak Park back to serve. It's number 13, Dan McGregor. We have what is becoming a rare carry violation on first contact. And we talked about it a bit during the girls' match. Almost anything goes on that first contact there. They didn't allow it to go.
Right. Almost anything goes, and it can be somewhat ugly. However, the ball cannot come to rest.
Ball is hit out of bounds. Point Oak Park. And it's 2-1 in favor of Oak Park here early on, game number 1 of this best of 3 final here at the Maples Collegiate. We have another carry ball violation call. This time it's against the setter, Sean Warniak. I'll get that straight by the end of the night, I'm sure. Bowden Ilkew being very tight on the carry violations early on here, Missy.
Yeah, one thing Bowden does is he really controls the match. He is very consistent on his calls. Now, anything goes on the first contact, but not on the second or the third, so it has to be a clean contact.
Monday lets the ball go over the net, and we have a net violation called against Monday. He thought that he was going to get the side out, but it goes over to Glen Lawn. They trail 3-2. Serve goes out of bounds, and now going back to serve is the setter, Mike Monday. And Missy, let's talk about this player. He is one of the best in the province.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the top setters. He's got great hands. He does a really good job running the offense. Last year he was one of the top 10s in volleyball and in basketball, so he's a very good all-around athlete. He's also an elite soccer player where he plays a net.
Well, Roniak with the tip gets the side out for Glen Lawn. They're down by 1. It's 3-2 early on, game number 1. Monday, running offense goes right side. Ward keeps it alive. There's the set, and the hit goes into the net. It's a side out for Oak Park.
And Matt Ward's done a very good job for them. That was a tough play to run because he passed that ball, and then he still went up to hit it. So that was a tough play.
Over bump opportunity put down nicely by Bill Newman, a grade 10 player playing in the middle for Oak Park.
Yeah, not many grade 10s you see at the varsity level, so I mean he's got to be a pretty outstanding player to be on the varsity team.
Especially for a team, as you mentioned, that went to the Final Fours last year. Nice dig in the backcourt by Ward. Monday puts it up to Power. Hit, is it touched? No, it goes out of bounds. Side out Glenlawn.
John Beaudry went all out on that one. Unfortunately, just went a little bit deep. But a nice swing at the ball. Keep swinging like that, he'll get a few kills for them.
Monday lets it go, and it causes some problems. There's 4 hits called against Glenlawn. And again, some of the smarts by Monday. He's a big player. He goes up there. Everyone thinks maybe he's going to dump, maybe make a quick pass. He just lets it go. It causes all kinds of trouble.
Exactly. It was good that he went up, played aggressively there, but he let the ball go, and it faked out the blockers, actually, so it worked in his favor.
Going OT over top of the block, Ainsley Bell, he gets the kill. He'll go back to serve. Our score right now is Oak Park 4, Glenlawn 2. Glenlawn has the serve. Monday, nice set to Power. Good dig as well in the backcourt, not kept alive though. Kevin Dacu getting the two-hander on it, but needed some help.
Yeah, it was actually a very good dig. You see that quite often in beach volleyball. So it was almost like a beach dig, but that was good that he got the, his hands on the ball.
Ball's pushed out to Power, where it's hit down and dug up by Ward. Monday, out to Power himself. He goes to Boudreau. It's kept alive. High ball. Murphy, line shot, finds the floor. Oliver Murphy came cross court the first time it was dug up. Crossbody hit down the line, gets the point.
Yeah, one thing he did really well, and you just said it, he hit cross court, but he was facing cross court, and he hit across his body. And that's an advanced play, so you sort of fake him out with your body there.
Monday, nice push set to McGregor. Ball doesn't come across. It's a side out for Oak Park.
Yeah, the set was a little bit tight, but so was the pass, so the setter struggled a little bit, went with the back set, and it was just too tight for the net for the backcourt player, or the front court player to hit that one over.
Ball's put up right side. Murphy getting the job done from both ends of the net. Side out Glenlawn. Here you'll see the serve come from the hands of Oliver Murphy, floating across and passed up. Monday. Out to Power, and he's blocked. Huge move, Mike Dacu.
He got all of that one, and that was a one-on-one block. Hitter should score on that one, but he read that one totally and timed it perfectly.
He says, Dacu very much for that one. That was a huge block. Dacu now takes the ball, goes out to his brother, Power. Kevin gets the kill. Both Dacu's getting into the act.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. He just out-muscled the block there.
Murphy continues to serve. We're tied up at 4. Serve goes just out of bounds. Side out Oak Park. Stepping back to the service line is number 13, Dan McGregor. Warniak goes right side. And there you see Dacu again. He comes line this time. Glenlawn already mixing things up nicely on their side of the court.
Yeah, that was a very good shot. Digging line is always tougher because the ball's coming at you a lot faster. And it is a harder shot to hit. Most hitters hit straight where they're facing, and that's cross court. So to hit line is very advanced, and it scores.
And scoring a side out for Oak Park is Matt Ward, grade 12 power hitter. Monday at the service line. He puts it off the top of the net, side out Glenlawn. We're still knotted up at 4. That's Mike Dacu with the serve. Oak Park getting it across, and we have a net violation called against Oak Park. That will be a point for Glenlawn.
Just a little bit sloppy there. Came in, a little bit relaxed, went to play the ball, got called on the net.
Monday to Power. It's Melnick, but it goes back down on his side of the court. Another point for Glenlawn. They lead it by 2.
Yeah, but by the time he got to that ball, he was already below the height of the net, so he should have adjusted a little bit.
And there's a nice adjustment made in midair by Matt Ward. Goes up for the swing, sees a spot, tips it across to the floor.
Exactly. He didn't telegraph that one. He faked them out pretty good. And one thing that Kevin Dacu did was he reached back, and that's what you don't want your blockers to do because there should be a tip digger right behind.
Hit attack from the middle. Kept alive by Oak Park. Free ball here for Glenlawn. Getting a chance to swing for a point. Warniak goes setter's option. It's dug up nicely by Ward. And it's swatted back. Glenlawn playing some great D at the net. Warniak goes outside. Dacu tip. Does it go off the block? Yes, it does. No, it goes out of bounds, I should say. Correction. Oak Park with a point.
Yeah, I think he was going to tip it off the block, but I don't think he actually even hit the block. It went right into the net and came down on his side.
Middle attack this time for Ainsley Bell. Side out, Glenlawn.
I'll tell you, if that 51, the quick middle set is working for them, they need to set that a little bit more because you usually end up with a one-on-one and the hitter should score on that.
Oak Park established middle early on. Glenlawn hasn't really used it that much. There we see a hit goes out of bounds. No touch. Point Glenlawn, they're up 7-5.
Tim Melnick is just swinging at the ball. I think he's hoping to get a piece of the block, but he's just missing it.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for hands on a play like that, but they pulled him away. There you see him go with a tip. It goes out of, no, it went down on the line. Correction, I'm looking at the wrong line over there, Missy. It's kind of hard. There's so many lines on this floor, as you can see on your screen right now.
Yeah, it's the nice thick green one.
The nice thick
there.
green one, thank you. Once again, my ineptitude comes to the fore. Ball's tipped across. Monday, nice jump set to Power. Line shot dug up. Ball goes high. Outside Murphy. 4 hits called. And again, case where the ball went into the net, couldn't get it over.
Yeah, he was trying to hit that one, I think, right through the block and unfortunately hit it a little bit lower into the net.
Serve just gets across. A little back attempt, but they call it a carry. And that's the first time I've seen a carry ball called on the outside of the hand, and I think that's what Warniak was appealing for. He was going back of the hand.
Yeah, he almost did a little flipper hit there, but I guess it sat on his hand a little bit too long. So it's really not that bad a call because the ball might have come to rest a little bit too long on his hand.
Usually there's nothing wrong with that if you play it with a steady hand because the ball will go right off.
Right, he had an open hand there.
Monday making an incredible physical play there to get the set out to Power. Unfortunately, Boudreau couldn't get it across. Goes over to Glenlawn's side. They lead at 8-7. Service ace for number 5, Ainsley Bell. And Missy, a great float serve where the bottom just dropped.
Yeah, float serves are great. I mean, topspin looks impressive, but it's actually a very easy pass to make as long as you get there and you're in position. But the float serve, very unpredictable path, and it's very difficult to pass.
Let's listen in on the timeout.
At the very beginning, what did we say, Jeremy? 5-1 pinch in. And what are they doing? They're killing us. Okay? They're tipping the ball. And if you have a big block, that's exactly what they're going to do. So let's get there. And get on the outside and be ready to go into the court. Don't start on the inside and then have to go out because you'll never get the ball back to our setter. Let's go. Okay. We shouldn't have to rely on their...
Go, boys. 1, 2.
Raiders! We shouldn't have to rely on their long serve from inside out. Okay, we're better than that. Let's go. Come on. Here we go.
Some good comments in the timeout by Mike Gertner.
Yeah, he was asking positions 1 and 5 to pinch in a little bit because we see Oak Park doing a lot of tipping. So if you pinch in, you can get some of those dumps in the tips. So he'd like them to do that. What you don't want is a missed serve after timeout.
Goes right back over to the Oak Park side now. Tim Melnick at the line. Ball's passed up. Warniak goes middle attack. That's a kill off the hands for number 4, Jeremy Flynn. There you see the big man in the middle. Smile on his face. Glenlawn leads at 9-7. They have served. Ball's passed to Monday. He goes middle attack himself. And a nice kill for Dan McGregor.
I think that was one of the first middle sets we've actually seen Oak Park do, and they also ran it quick, and we talked about that earlier.
Now serving number 5, John Boudreau, and this guy has, as they used to say in the basketball vernacular, stupid hops. He gets up at the net. Watch him when he's playing in Power. There's the ball. It goes outside. Ward with the hit. No touch called. Side out Glenlawn.
Yeah, number 5 and number 2, John Boudreau as well as Matt Ward, don't look like the tallest of players. They're only 6 feet, and by today's standard, actually John Boudreau's only 5'9", so by today's standard, that's not really that tall.
But boy, does he get up in the air. We saw that last year. We'll see that more this year. And don't be surprised if you see these 2 teams make a run at the provincial title this year. Warniak goes right side. Dacu dug up by Monday. They go right back to the big man with a goal!
That was an excellent hit by Mike Monday. What he did was he took the first contact, and he wanted that set and called for it. So that's the type of aggressiveness you want. I'll tell you, with a hit like that, I might be running a 6-2 so he could hit a little bit more.
He's a big presence at the net, and you see it with the block, doing it on offense and defense.
Yeah, he turned that block in quite nicely. Otherwise, it does go off the hands and out of bounds, but he turned that one in. I mean, he's 6'3", he's going to get up there.
He's not as tall as Dale Iwanashko, but he reminds me a lot of him at the net. The big presence, long arms, can block and hit. And that's the kind of player you want on your team, that's for sure.
Yeah, his hands are actually, you're right, he definitely reminds me of Dale. He's got that wide spread on the hands, and he's just got big hands, and like you say, the long arms, and does a good job just like Dale did.
Okay, I mean, Garth Pischke looked good for about 5 years, that's for sure. Ball's tipped across, nice dig by Glenlawn. Can they get it over? They do. And Dacu's pass goes right to position 1. Nobody home, side out Glenlawn.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. That should not score, but we saw some players standing up there.
10-9 Glenlawn. We're locked up in a good one. This is a best-of-3 final here at the Seven Oaks Volleyball Tournament. Serve goes out of bounds, side out Oak Park.
Talking about the setters, when we were talking about Dale Iwanashko as well as Mike Monday, what you want is a setter with a good head. You have to be smart because you're the one, like the quarterback in football, running the offense. And Dale Iwanashko is now in medicine. I believe he is a doctor now. So, I mean, very, very smart setter.
You can't float through that like I did in political science. So, so good job by Dale. Great guy all around. We have a net violation called against Oak Park. Side of Glenlawn, we're tied at 10. Ball's passed up to Monday. Runs the offense, goes middle. It's blocked. Monday will have to hurry to get there. He gets it over. Wawroniak outside the power to Dacu. It's blocked, but it remains on the Oak Park side. Kevin Dacu with the kill.
Kevin's doing a really good job for Glenlawn. He's swinging, he's hitting it down the line, cross court, off the block, just playing very, very smart, and he's obviously got a lot of shots in his repertoire.
11-10 Glenlawn. Mike Dacu, his brother, back to serve. Ball's passed to the right side where it's just smoked by Matt Ward.
Yeah, he just outpowered the block there. He had a one-on-one, and unfortunately Kevin came off the net a little bit, and Matt took advantage of that.
Long serve, out of bounds, side out Glenlawn. It's Kevin Dacu back to serve now. Ball's passed up to Monday. He goes out to power. Boudreau cross-court shot. Touches a hand and goes out of bounds. Side out Oak Park. They trail 11-10.
Yeah, Glenlawn was also called on the net there. You can't touch the net when you're going up for the block or when you're hitting.
Middle attack. Nicely dug by Monday. Ball goes out to Boudreau. Comes across to position 6. Murphy with another swing. Monday. Ball's deflected and down. Blocked to Ainsley Bell.
Got a substitution now by Glenlawn.
Coming into the game is Matt Muir. He will replace Ainsley Bell. Muir goes into serve. Monday to power. Solo attempt by Boudreau, but it goes into the net. Point Lions, they lead it by 2. It's 12-10.
We're seeing Glenlawn playing very aggressively. Oak Park just making a few more mistakes than Glenlawn.
Boudreau from power. His hit attempt is dug up. Wawroniak, the setter, takes a chew from power. It's Boudreau. He just gets it across and down, and the ball just touched Sean's hand and went down, and he's kind of kicking himself there, but a good effort made nonetheless.
Yeah, he just mistimed that block a little bit, so it went off his hands, and it landed very close to the net, and that's a very tough dig to make. And sometimes players are a little hesitant to go close to the net because as soon as you're over that line with your finger, you're called over.
Murphy's cross-court hit goes out of bounds. Point Oak Park. They cut the lead to 1. It's now 12-11 in favor of Glenlawn. This is game number 1 of a best-of-3 boys final. It's the Seven Oaks Volleyball Tournament, the tournament that kicks off the high school volleyball season. And that approach by Jeremy Flynn goes out of bounds. We're tied at 12.
This is really anyone's game. We're seeing both teams taking a very short lead.
Some of the Glenlawn fans in attendance are getting into it, trying to get their team back on side. Boudreau, sharp cross-court hit, kept in play. Murphy hits it through the block and down, side out Lions.
One thing we saw there was Mike Monday almost running through Matt Ward. I think Matt will learn to stay out of the setter's way because that's the type of aggressiveness you want on your setter's part.
Setter has to take charge out there. There we see a nice set and a nice kill. Dan McGregor with the swing. It's 12 all. Oak Park with the serve. Ball's passed up to Wawroniak. Murphy, right side this time, tight of the net. Monday keeps it alive. No, he's called for the carry. Side out Glenlawn.
And Mike Monday went to dump that one, but it was totally read by the Glenlawn Lion blockers, and it was put basically down in his face.
Murphy gets it across. Monday pushes it out to Power. Ward is just absolutely rude by Mike Dacu.
We saw a two-man block there. Mike Dacu and Jeremy Flynn both, got on or a piece of that block.
Yes, I thought it was all Dacu, but it looked like Flynn got in there, Missy, and certainly a big presence of the net, those two players. It's 13-12. Glenlawn make it 14-12, as there's just a bit of mistiming between McGregor and Monday, and Oak Park calls timeout. 14-12 is the score in favor of Glenlawn. Let's listen in on one of the huddles.
Okay, setter's front row still, right? So he's their main threat. Serve tough. Let's try to get him out of the play altogether. Serve tough. Let's go back to one again, okay? Who's serving? Who's serving? Okay.
Put it in.
Well, just make sure we get it in, but go for that back corner, okay? Go to one, position one. Here we go, guys. And blockers, be ready. Your man.
2 boys,
3,
okay?
2, 1.
Better job hitting the ball on the court. That's what it needs to be. 1, 2.
Very good comment by Mike Gertner, serving the ball to number 1 position. The advantage of that is it's the hardest position for the ball to come to for the setter because it comes from behind them. So it's actually an excellent spot to put the ball.
Hit attempt goes into the net. Glenlawn takes a 1-game-to-none lead here in the finals of the Seven Oaks Volleyball Tournament. It's a best of 3, and Glenlawn takes that 15-12 over Oak Park. We're going to take a short break, but don't go away. There's more volleyball action after this short break on Shaw, Cable 11 Sports.